Now I'm here to help you today, and we're going to be creating 3 fast and easy men's birthday cards. I've got 3 ideas to share with you because I know the struggle is real. And if you stick around to the end, I've also got a bonus idea. So what I'm doing here is I've got some fun products from Ellen Hutson, and I'm starting off by creating a background design, just blending out some inks. This is really quick and easy to do. You could even do a faster version of this, either use just a single solid color of cardstock, or you could even use some fun design paper. But I wanted to bring in these colors today. I've got a variety of Catherine Pooler inks that I'm using because they are always beautiful to blend with, and here I wasn't quite liking the color, so it just simply came in and went over the top of it. I like to choose nice, bright, cheerful colors when I'm making masculine birthday cards and keep it feeling sort of modern. The other thing I do like to do is perhaps monochromatic designs. That always works well too. I will list all of the colours that I'm using here today over at my blog, and a lot of them will actually be linked in the description below here as well. And please just ask any questions if I lose you along the way. So this is the Nordic Cross die. It's a cover die, and it is so cool. I just couldn't throw out these little crosses, so I'm just popping in a little bowl, and you'll see why just a little bit later on. But before we get to that, I'm going to be talking about my very first idea, which is to create a focal sentiment. You can make this as personalized as you want. I'm using the word hooray, and it's from the Winning Words die set, and this one has a really nice large font, so it is going to stand out on the front of the card. And to make it stand out literally, I have also cut the word from some fun foam here, and I'm using some matte medium to adhere my die cut black letters. It doesn't take really long for it to dry. I do like to leave the die cuts in place in the fun foam while they do dry a little bit, and also it stops the foam from warping and the letters stay a more accurate shape, which is important. I decided to also add a little handmade speech bubble, and this is from another really fun set, and it's called Besties, and I really just like having that extra element on the card. But you can certainly keep this card along the more clean and simple lines by just using a sentiment only, just having the one focal sentiment, or you could put a little sub sentiment off to the side or underneath or at the top. And I love that you can make it as personalized as you want. I use my dot runner for the Nordic Cross background to adhere that. You could also use a liquid glue, whatever suits you. I just like that the dotted adhesive doesn't, you're not going to see it through those crosses. It's only going to adhere to where the cardstock is. And to add my sentiment itself, I like to kind of space it out on the front of the card, and then I can actually just adhere one letter at a time with the matte medium, and that does give me a little bit of wiggle room, because if I'm not quite happy with my placement, I can come in and just shift it a little bit. You don't want to shift it too much because you will lose your adhesive, so I kind of find I can get away with maybe one little shift if I needed to. And don't add too much liquid glue either, otherwise it will scooch out the sides, and that's not fun. And I did just hand draw the little portion for my speech bubble and adhere that to the back of the die cut circle, and I used the Essential Circles here from Ellen Hutson. I love this focal sentiment idea. You can really go anywhere with it. You could do the word happy, you could do the word birthday, you could do the word awesome, or just anything that you want, and you could have such fun with it. You could do a slimline card, a mini slimline card. So I have another idea to share with you now, and I'm stamping out some images from the Everything's Beachy stamp set and using some Copic friendly ink because we're going to be using a simple image. I like to do this on masculine card designs because basically if you can look at something and think, oh, that suits a person, and you don't have to try and fill in whole card fronts, you just like do a simple image and a simple sentiment and your card is done. It can look really dramatic. I know clean and simple cards scare some people, but sometimes less is best, sometimes more is best. I tend to find the more I add, the more I take away. But I decided to actually stamp out the little man from the set and a beach towel. I have the beach towel portion here on a piece of cardstock cut the same size as the front of my card. And that's because I don't like to colour on the directly on the front of my card because I don't want the Copic colours to show through. I've added a sentiment here just with some bold black ink from the Totally Random Saying Volume 1. And I thought it'd be fun to add a bit of sand. I thought this image, I wanted to use this sentiment because I liked the actual wordage and thought it could be used for more than birthdays if I wanted to, if I needed a masculine card for someone. But it just was a little bit too big for what I needed. So I did come in and draw and some dotted sand around the edge of the beach towel, and I'm adhering my little man that I did use the coordinating dies to cut out directly to the front of the card. Initially this is where I was going to leave it, and I would have, except the sentiment just was disproportionate in my mind. You can let me know in the comments below if you agree or not. What I decided to do was stamp out a matching umbrella, and the saddest thing today is that Mint to Be is being retired from Catherine Pooler. They're replacing it, I think, with a similar, but I don't know, a better colour, but that makes me sad. Let me know if that makes you sad too. Anyway, so I added an umbrella just on some thin foam dots, and if you think that that was the right thing to do, please let me know. Because now we're on to my third idea. I've got two stamp sets here. I'm just showing you a couple of variations. I'm looking for a solid stamp because I want to do like a geometric kind of pattern, or create a pattern with a solid stamp. You can do this with so many different shapes. I chose circles today and I'm using the Mint to Be. It just makes my heart happy. But the Stay Cool set has this semicircle, a circle, and a very small circle as well. So basically I just kept using the same colours that I've been using all along and built a pattern with these circles. I had no real plan in mind other than I knew I wanted a lot of circles, so I pretty much just kept stamping it until it looked happy to my eye. Because I can always start again. I could have planned it out a bit better, but these are fast and easy cards. I could have used any shapes here, and I have done in the past. I've done this with stars and squares. I've done it with hearts. You could also do it with like splats. You know how you can get those stamp splats and different sort of more organic shapes. I wanted to do a double-barreled sentiment, and I'm using That Thing You Did, and I actually just drew my own line with a Copic multi-liner. That was a 0.5, and then stamped the sentiments with some bold black ink and just adhered that panel to the front of a card. I tend to work on a separate A2 panel so that if I'm not successful, I can throw it away. Yes, let's make a shaker. That's my bonus idea. You probably already guessed it back when I was keeping the little crosses. Did you guess it? I simply blended a background, and I did it very similarly to before, but I kept it a little bit lighter because I'm going to be stamping directly on the background. I'm using the And Many More set, and I used the Tiki Torch here to fill in the word fun. It has a coordinating fill-in stamp, and I did do that a couple of times and use my Misty. And this is my first infinity card. I have got my hands on the Waffle Flower Infinity Shaker covers. They're for A2 cards, and I just peeled away the protective lining on the paper, pre-bent up the edges, and then I can just remove the adhesive tape, and I did that on all 3 sides, and that just gave me the shaker well in the center. These are really sticky. You want to make sure that you have your cardstock in the right place before you adhere them down, because I don't reckon I'll be able to get them back up again. But these are fun, so much fun. And here's my shaker bits. My little Nordic crosses. How cool is that? And it's all matchy. And of course I couldn't let any of them go to waste. I picked up all of those and put them inside my shaker. And I added some really strong, this is the score tape to the back, because I didn't want this to shift. And it's quite a solid piece. The plastic is a nice firm plastic. And shake it. How cool. So not just 3 ideas, this one's also got a focal point and it's a shaker, so it's a double bonus whammy idea at the end. Let me know if you're inspired by today's cards. If you did, please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you did. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. I've linked some videos here with some more cards for men ideas, and till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.